Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you are fine and taking necessary precautions for coronavirus. We are going to cover chapter number 3 of class 8 in this video. You are requested to see the complete video even more than one time till your understanding. Okay. So as you already learned in class 7 what HTML is, but if you don't remember, then see my video of intro to HTML5 for class 7. The link will be in the description. So let's start with creating list in HTML. So what we will do, first of all, we will click on this Windows button. We will write the notepad here. Now what is the syntax of writing HTML? First you will have to write uh, exclamation mark, doc type in uppercase letter, then HTML, and then you will enclose this tag in the less than and greater than sign. Okay, then you have to write the HTML. You will be writing HTML. Okay, then in after HTML you have a portion, two tags. Main tags are head and the body section. The head section contains information about the web page, about your HTML document, and the body section contains the all the contents of your web page, all the contents of your HTML document. So in this head we are writing, in this head there are a lot more tags in it. So there's a title tag which show you the title about your document or about your web page. So we are writing the content, this is our title, and then closing this title also because this is a container element, and for closing we write forward slash and then the name of the tag. Okay, so this is gonna be our title, and this head we also have a style tag for adding CSS property, but we will cover in the further video. So not, let's start a style tag here right now. So we are gonna be then closing the head tag, just close the head tag, and then in HTML we also have a tag of body which contains this content of all your HTML document. Okay, so we are creating the body, and for the list, now you know uh, that list will be having some items. Okay, list can be of the students who pass the exam, list can be of the grocery items to buy for the household, list can be of your family members or siblings in your family, etc. So HTML now supports various types of list which is used in body tag, as body tag contains the content of your web page. Now it depends on the requirement of a web page which content you want to add in the web page. Either it can be a list, either it can be a table, either it can be an image, either it can be a description list, either it can be a video to your web page, either it can be a paragraph or text in your web page. It depends all completely on your requirements. Okay, so we can use the items by having li tag in body. Okay, and writing the items of list before closing and after the li tag. So we will just gonna be creating the list here. So for the list we have the tag of li, and if we are going to make the list of some grocery item to purchase, for example vegetables is also a grocery item, uh, then we will just close the li tag. Okay, and in this li tag, uh, this is your basically a list item. Okay, uh, whenever you are creating a list you will be taking that content in your li tag. Okay, in the opening tag, this is the opening tag, and in the closing tag, because all the tags except for some of the tags, all the tags in HTML are HTML elements or container element. So you will be requiring uh, to just close the tag as well as the open the tag. So there are two tags. Okay, so we have another list called as fruits. Okay, and then we will just close this list, and we will make another list For list item, for example, we are going to buy chocolates. Okay, so we are going to buy chocolates in our grocery item list, and another thing we are going to buy is rice. Okay, then li, again we are creating some of the list item. Now say something or think about some grocery item I'm also thinking about. So I'm gonna buy butter forward slash li, and then so we also have need to save this document in .html file so it can be easily uh, be displayed on the web browser. Okay, so after this list we are going to just close this body tag also, and after this body tag we also have a opening of html. Okay, so we will be requiring to close this html by forward slash, and the name of the tag is html, and we are going to save this. Now we will just control plus s, hit the button of control s, then you will be requiring to save this document. Now you can explore where you want to save this html document. So I'm gonna save in desktop, and I'm writing this name here, class 8 as you are from class 8, and also with the extension of .html, so the html document understand that this type of document is html. Okay, if we just save on it, and if I just minimize this, and this is now here the html file here as you can see in the desktop. So if I just double click on it, it's just showing me the list of some grocery items which I have bought: vegetable, fruits, chocolates, rice, and butter. And you can see that the by default is a disk. Okay, the bullet here is basically the default value or default symbol of the list. And by default, the list actually is an unordered list. Okay, because the order of the list is not being shown here. So okay, after this, it's not showing me that this is a basically a grocery item or the list of grocery item. So I'm just gonna be, before adding list, I'm just going to add some heading here. So for heading, I'm giving the value of h3. So I'm going to write the heading name. For example, I'm giving the heading uh, grocery items for household. Okay, then I'm just going to close this heading forward slash h3 I have taken. Okay, heading values are from h1 to h6. H1 is also heading, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. Each may have contained some sizes. Okay, so h3 contains a medium size. So if I just open on the browser and reload it, so there's a heading grocery item for household. Okay, and this is your list of the grocery items. So these are your items in your li tag. Okay, if I just want to show them or display them in center, I have to write the center tag before here and after. So I will just mention the starting point where all the contents come from center. So this is the center starting points from h3. That means from the heading till the ending of the last item entered. So I will just close this now center tag here. If I just open my browser, reload it, and you can see that this comes in the center, but the orientation of this list has been somewhat changed. Okay, okay, so in order to not bore you, I'm just gonna be adding some background picture on it. Okay, so for the background picture, I'm going to write here, I'm just deleting this center tag from here. Okay, for your complete understanding. So I'm just engaging you in somehow the picture. So in picture, we if we want to add some picture, we would be using some img tag. So img tag stands for the image tag. So in this image tag, we are adding attribute of source. Source mean the path related to the picture. So I'm just giving the name here. For example, we have this HTML document here on the desktop. So in desktop, we have some pictures. For example, I'm adding this GIF. Uh, what this name is Himalayas, and the type of file is the GIF file. Okay, so I would be just adding the source here uh, in the double quotation, and the name of the picture is Himalayas. The type of file is .gif. Okay, if I just save this document and open it in the browser, okay, the picture is shown here. Okay, but I don't want to just add picture here. I want the picture in my complete body. Okay, so what I will be requiring, I will just add some more attributes to it in the img tag. For example, height. I'm heading the height equals to 100 percentage, 100 percentage of the complete uh, body of the web page. So width I will be adding 100% to. So if I just open the browser, and it's now the 100% of your web page. This is not coming on your web page complete uh, because it's the text is also there. So if I just remove this tag, and img here is, and I'm just going to fix this background image. Okay, so if I just click on the reload, so now this is the complete uh, background of your image. Okay, so by default, the list items are unordered. If we did not specify the list type, and each type item is shown in basically bullets. Okay, so for creating unordered list, what I will be doing, I'll just remove this img from the body here. Okay, uh, reload. This is now a complete blank page, so only the title is mentioned. In the body, we are adding some unordered list. For unordered list, I'm going to write ul tag. Okay, and I'm just closing the ul tag, and the ul tag I'm just hitting, I'm just adding the li tag. Okay, li tag is basically addition of multiple items in the list. So I'm going to add a student's name. Okay, so Farhan, and I'm just closing this li, and forward slash, no, li Ahmed, and then closing the list. So this will be your unordered list. Okay, this will be a unordered list, and by default it was unordered. But if you want to mention that I am just going to create the unordered list, so you would be writing ul tag and closing tag of ul, and then adding of list items in the ul. Now if you want to add some ordered list, you will be writing, no, first of all, we are going to cover the css property in the unordered list. Okay, so first of all, we are going to write style in the head, style tag in the head. So we are writing the style, and the type of style equals to text forward slash css. Okay, and just I'm going to close this style. Forward slash style is also a container element. So in style, uh, for the unordered type list, we have some properties like list style type. Okay, so I'm just going to add a list style type property, but in which tag I'm just going to add list style type property. I'm going to add in UL tag. Okay, so I will be writing UL, then curly braces and start and curly braces, and in this curly braces I'm going to add the properties of CSS. Now what the property of UL we have a property list style type, and the values we do have. Now we are going to add colon on it, so this will be your list key, and the value of key will be the for example circle we are adding. And we are hitting the semicolon to terminate this property. To end this property, that means the property is end. So as you can see now, this bullet has been converted into the circle. Okay, we have also another value, for example square. We have a value of square. If we write square here, the value of list style type square. So in this bullet you can see that this has been converted into a square. Okay, we have also a value of disk. Okay, so disk is basically a by default value which is shown by the unordered list. We have not saved this document, we will gonna be saving it and then reload. So this now has been converted to, I think, in disk. The spelling I am mistaken. No, so that is actually the value of disk, but if we write uh, nothing, so it will just going to be okay. By default it was a value of disk and it has been converted to disk. We have somewhat similarity between the square and disk, so it was working, but it seemed that I was not unable to see. Okay, so in square the value has been converted into, as you can, you want to see now properly. Okay, it's been converting or not. So this has now been converted into a square, but it's not actually completely changed. Somewhat the orientation of this has been changed. It has been somewhat converted into the edges, and the disk has been somewhat converted into the somehow some type of the circle. Okay, as you can see here. Huh, now it has been changed. Okay, so by default it has a disk value, but if we write none here. Okay, so there will be no any symbol showing that it's a list. It will just be giving the item of the list. Okay, so as you see, there is no any symbol of it if we write none. Okay, so this will be all, and this will be all for the unordered list, I guess. No, we have actually a one another property, name the URL, naming the URL. Okay, so we are going to write list style of the what list style, and we are going to add image on the list icon. Okay, so we'll be having the property of image, then we are going to add some value on it. So for that we are going to add colon on it, and then URL, and then after URL what we are gonna be doing, we will be adding some path related to that uh, points. Okay, so for example we have if some picture of smiley, so we are going to download some picture of a smiley download, and I'm going to download the smiley, which is a PNG file. Okay, so this is, I guess, a PNG file, so I'm just saving it in my desktop. and the name is download.png. Okay, I'll be remember this name. Then I will be writing download.png. Okay, let's see if it actually work. So okay, smiley is here, but there is a lot more size of the smiley. We need to just edit it on the Photoshop and just uh, some add some height and width depending on the list. Okay, so we have download here .png. Again, we have a property of list style image of unordered list, and then now we are going to create a list on the ordered list. So in unordered list, organization of the list is not being seen. So we are going to add some ordered list here. If we write here as ordered, and the same li will be the containing the list items. So if I just reload it, okay, now it has been converted into the numbers by default. Okay, so here we have also have a list style type. In this we have a value, uh, values as uppercase, lowercase, and decimal. Okay, so by default this is a decimal value 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and this is also containing the decimal values. Okay, so other we have is lower alpha. So we are just writing the value here, lower alpha. I think it will work. No, I need to give some double quotation, I guess. No, I don't be requiring any double quotation because we are using here colon. If we just use equals to sign here, so we will be requiring to add double quotation here. We just did in the img tag. Okay, so uh, lower alpha, this is style type colon lower alpha, reload. It's not working, so I think we'll be requiring to add some double quotation here. Okay, so I'm just adding double quotation here. It's not working still. Okay, why it's not working? Oh my god. We have just now changed the list to the ordered list, but we haven't changed list here. It's also working on the UL, so we are going to change here OL and then reload here. Okay, now it's been converted into the lowercase letter. Okay, so if I just write here upper alpha, and then it has been now converted into the upper alpha. Okay, so if you just write here lower alpha, upper alpha, and what we have other, yeah, Romans. So if you just write lower Roman here, so it has now been converted into the lower Roman. Okay, so if I just write here upper Roman, so it will be now, I guess, converting into the upper Roman. Yeah, it works fine. So this will be your the list style type of OL. Uh, we have some CSS property related to this, and this will be all for the ordered list. Now there will be more CSS properties here, but we won't be working here completely on the CSS properties. The tables number 3.1 have your CSS properties a lot, so you need to explore it by yourself. Oh, I will be covering some of the properties to you here. Rest of them will be your homework. Okay, so for example, I'm just adding third list. A third list is named with the description list. Okay, there are three lists. Number one, it was the unordered list, which was a by default, and the other is the ordered list, and the number third is the description list. So in the description list, we are just creating the description list. Now what is actually a description list? A list which is containing a description about some of the heading is known as a description list. Okay, in description list we have another two tags which are, I think it was the DL, I guess, description list. Yes, uh, this was like DT. Okay, so description term, uh, in which we are going to add some terminology of description. For example, we need to add description of mountains. Okay, so the description list term will be the mountains. We'll be just closing this DT, and then we are going to add some description to this description list or definition list. Okay, so definition list description, for that we have a tag name dd. So for the mountains definition, I'll be just copying that from the internet. So I'll be just writing mountains from the Wikipedia. uh, so we have a information about mountains on the Wikipedia. A mountain is a large landform that rises above the surrounding land in the limited area, usually in the form of peak. So I'll be just copying this uh, two lines from here and just adding in the DD, in the description definition list. Okay, so this will be our description. I'll be just removing this one from here, and after this I'm going to just add more lines and just indentation giving, and then I'm just closing this description definition. Okay, so for that I'm going to add forward slash and then dd. Okay, if I just can save this document and reload it on the my web page. So as you can see, this is a description list term mountains, and this is the description list definition. Okay, so if I just add some color on it, so I will be requiring some styling on it. So for that styling, in style tag I'm using style to the dt. So I'll be writing dt here, and then uh, curly braces, and in this curly braces I'm writing here uh, color value is red, and then adding semicolon so we can add more property on it. and I'm writing background color property name, and then adding the value of yellow here, semicolon. So if I just save this document and see in the browser, so it is now mountains with the red color, and the its background color is been converted into yellow. Okay, so now if I want to add some property to the dd, also the description, so I'll be writing the dd tag here, and all the tags starting in the with the name of dd in whole complete document will be now accepting these feature, accepting these properties. Okay, so I'll be writing the color, uh, I'm writing color as yellow. No, I'm writing in the white. Okay, semicolon, and then I'm just giving the background color with black. Okay, if I just reload, okay, now it has been converted into the black background color and the white foreground color. So we have also another property naming the font family. So if I just add some font, first of all I'm just writing the property font size. Okay, so font size will be like, I'm writing here large. Okay, and here I'm writing the font size to medium. Okay, I will check. It's been now difference with each other. So this is a large font and this is a medium font. Okay. Mm. So we have also property name. Uh, Let me think about it first. Uh, we have property like I think was a property name within the text. So text transform, yeah, text transform, text transform. So in this we can transform the text in uppercase or lowercase depending on our requirements. So for example, I'm writing here as uppercase, so the heading of the term will be in the uppercase. So if I just write here, now it has been converted into the uppercase. Okay, so, and by default it's on the lowercase. So if we can write text transform lowercase in the dd also, we can write it. Okay, so uh, we can also add some font property name, yeah, font family. Okay, we can add now with the property named as font family. So we are just adding it here, font family. uh, so I don't remember the names of the font family, uh, but Algerian, I think that it was property called as Algerian. If you can see on the word, there are a lot of actually uh, fonts. So there's a font named Calibri, Algerian, yeah, Arial Black, and Agency. There are many a lot of fonts name. So if you want to choose the property name Arial Black, okay, so I will just name it as Arial, and what was it name, Arial Black. It was not in the hyphen, but I think the value should be in the hyphen. Arial Black. So if I just click on it, it's not working here. Why it's not working? Arial Black. And if I just not add hyphen here, so it's still not working. So we are going to search font families on the HTML w3 school. So we will be having some more uh, font family properties. uh, so we have a property as, what's property names. It's not giving me the font family names, but I think it should be working. uh, Take it as like we'll be adding the name with the Arial. For example, I'm writing the Arial here, font family Arial. Okay, to the dd. It has now been converted into the, okay, I think there was two names, that's why it won't be working. uh, there should be a reason behind it. So if we write here Arial and then uh, exclamation mark black, so I think it should be working. No, it is not working. It's not working. The Arial black, I think, is not contains in the font family. I don't know why, but it should be containing font family. as Arial Black, but I don't know, it's not working. So okay, if I choose just Broadway here in the font family of DD, what was that name? Broadway, semicolon. It was Broadway, right? Uh, it was Broadway. Yeah, Broadway. Okay, so if I just click on it, yeah, it has been now converted into the font family of Broadway. But I don't know why the Arial Black is not working here. Maybe because of the name or because of the spacing or because of the two terminology. That's why it's not understanding, I guess. So okay, this will be all about the list. So if you want to change the color of the body, if you want to change the background color of the body, what you will be doing, if you want to change the color of this body, uh, by default its value is white. So if you want to change it to the purple, okay, so you'd be writing here the body, and then the curly braces here for adding the property in these curly braces, because you have used here the tag name body. Okay, and in all body the color will be changed. So we are adding background color, background color, and the value of background color I'm giving is here purple. Okay, so if I just click on it, okay, now the it has been converted into the purple. So this that will be all for the list, I guess, and these will be your some of the properties from family, font size, color, and background color. Some of the properties in your table number 3.1 will be your homework, and all the properties of the table number 3.1 will be your homework. You will explore it, you will use that properties on your HTML web pages and practice more and more. So if I just click on this and add some image here. Okay, so the image we can add, there are a lot of image formats we have. For example, we have a JPG format, we have a PNG format, and we have a GIF format. uh, Okay, so we'll be adding some images to our web pages too. So for that, we'll be using the img tag. Now, img tag contains some attributes related to the image. So for example, if we are going to take some image from our computer or PC, so we are going to add some source here. So source attribute name is src equals to, will be just then giving us source name. So for example, this file is in the desktop. So in desktop, I'm going to search for some image. So okay, we have some file name .jpg .gif .give also. So Maldives is we have. So I'm going to add double quotation here, and this in this double quotation I'm going to add name of the picture and then the extension of the picture .jpg. Okay, then we have a attribute called as height and width. So height I am giving the 50% of the web page, and width also I'm sharing the with the 50% of your web page. Okay, we have also a attribute named as alt, that means alternate. Okay, so in this alternate I'm going to add some text here. So I'll be giving you hint about what does this alternate do. Okay, uh, this image is not available. Okay, and then closing this tag. Okay, I've just write this image not this image is not available. So in the IMG, if we don't find any kind of image or any kind of format where we have stored this document, if we somehow delete that picture or the format of the picture was changed, and I have actually by mistakenly changed this extension. with the name of some other format, so it won't be showing on the web page. So what will be it showing? This image is not available will be showing for the picture. So if I just reload here, okay, so now this is your picture. Okay, so the image height actually is 50% and the image width is also 50%. Okay, we can change it by clicking on the right click on the web page, and then we will go to the inspect. Okay, in this inspect we are going to select here on the arrow. Okay, if you just select here, as you can see here, if you just select here, the image resolution is showing 397.5 multiplied by 227.14. That will be the image size. Okay, it will be again 50% and 50% of your uh, complete web page. Okay, okay, so toggle device toolbar is basically showing which type of device you are using. Okay, so if you are using the responsive web page, so the page would be showing like this. If you are using the tablet or some other devices, you can select from here. Okay, so the resolution and the pixels of that particular device will be shown here. Okay, so if I just close this will be your PC size. Okay, so we can also add some GIF or PNG pictures. So for GIF, we have a picture with the name of Tokyo.gif and Himalayas.gif. Okay, so if I just name it as Tokyo.gif, and what was the Himalayas image source. Oh, I will just copy complete and I will just change the name of the picture. Okay, so in the Tokyo I'm just writing the Himalayas. It was Himalayas. Okay, if I just click and I'm just changing the height 40 40 and also the width, because it will be showing in the okay, so that will be your the Tokyo. It's basically showing some rainy storm, and this is particularly showing the Himalayas, and the sun beaming is on the mountains. Okay, so this will be your images, and I just say that, for example, the extension of that picture will be incorrect. For example, it was the extension .gif, but if I am writing jpg, so what will happen? The image will not be available, and the alternative text will be shown. The alternative text, which is this image is not available, is showing here. Okay, if I just don't write here as alternate, and now we will see what will happen. The image will be not shown here, the text is also not show here, and the some thumbnail of the image will be shown. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. So there's also a bonus tag for you, which I just like. Okay, so that bonus actually is the tag name, the mark you. The name of the tag is mark you. If I just use this mark you and just close this mark you here after the two images. Okay, so what does it do? You want to see? Okay, look at it. It's now actually been moving from right to left. Okay, as you can see here, the marquee tool uh, is showing the particular text, particular image, and particular content in the marquee, showing from right to left, and it's moving like ooh wow. So that will be all for today. And so the you have property names in your book on the table number 3.1, so you need to explore it by yourself and you need to practice on it. I'll be sharing some tasks with you in the next lecture, the upcoming lecture, so you will be doing their tasks too. But before that, you need to practice and practice and practice. So practice a lot on your web page, create some cool stuff